Okay, Dan, do you want to tell us about your latest install with this particular caravan? So what caravan did you work on here?
It's a Legend Off-Road Caravan. It's about 15 foot, so it's very small and compact. Basically, it's a bed and a bathroom, and that's it. So what we've done in this van is we've put in 400 amp hour of lithium. We've put a 2000 watt inverter. We've added 300 watts of solar on the roof, on top of the already 320 up there, so 620 in total. We've added a monitoring package into the van, so full SIMARINE monitoring. So we've got tanks, obviously battery monitoring, we've got charger monitoring, solar monitoring, load monitoring. As you can see, that's the tanks. We've got temperature monitoring, and we've got an inclinometer in here as well. So when they're setting up, they've got a way of telling pitch and roll to set up level.
So what, from in their car? Or?
From the Wi-Fi app on the SIMARINE Wi-Fi app on your phone. So when you're setting up, you can basically just have your phone open and reverse into position, and not get out of your car essentially.
Easy, great.
We've obviously integrated everything up through the van. So customized control panel to incorporate the inverter control and the SIMARINE display. The 240 volt has been fully integrated into the van. So what that basically means is you turn your inverter on inside the van here, and everything's live. So you can run your air conditioner, you can run an induction cooktop, you can run a coffee machine.
So this is all off-grid, is it?
This is all off-grid, yes. So I'll just quickly turn the air conditioner on whilst we're talking. And yeah, basically we have given the customer the capacity to run all 240 volt appliances up to 2000 watts whilst they're parked on the beach, essentially.
Yeah, so completely off-grid.
Completely off-grid.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that it's a really small caravan. What were some of the concerns for the client in terms of getting a power system that would allow them to stay off-grid for extended periods of time, whilst, how that would fit into such a tiny little caravan?
Yeah, so obviously in a van this size, there's not a lot of storage. So they've got a few overhead cupboards, got a little bit of under seat storage. Normally in a bigger caravan you've got under bed, but in this particular van, that's where the kitchen slide goes.
Oh yeah, right.
So basically they've got very limited space under the bed. So what we've actually done is incorporate the battery management system and the batteries into the front tunnel boot, and we've put the inverter in behind the kitchen. So that was dead space. They couldn't utilize that for anything. You couldn't get in and out of there easily. So we've just put the inverter in there.
Let's have a look at that.
Because that's utilizing that space as much as possible. And of course in the tunnel boot, we've only taken up probably just over a third of the tunnel boot with the chargers and the SIMARINE monitoring system and the batteries. So the customer still wants to put a pull-out pantry on the awning side. So next to their kitchen, they're going to have a pull-out pantry, and they wanted just to make sure that we didn't take up too much space to take that away from them.
Yeah.
So I've maximised the amount of space in terms of storage, impacted the van as little as possible in terms of space and storage, and they've still got a really big off-grid system.
Awesome.
With 620 watts of solar on the roof.
Yeah. So let's go outside and have a look at the tunnel boot where you've put all the gear in.
Yep.
So this is where that slide out kitchen is, and then the inverter is under the bed there, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's literally all just dead space that you can utilise. Awesome. Okay, let's come around here.
So in here we've obviously got the two Enerdrive B-TECs, Enerdrive DC-DC, Enerdrive 40 amp AC charger, and then relevant fusing, solar isolator, and then the SIMARINE monitoring system.
Oh yeah, and there's 2 batteries there?
2 batteries, two 200s side by side.
Awesome.
So their existing controls were actually down here. So a lot of their battery and fusing and other bits and pieces that came from the van manufacturer were already in this area.
Mm-hmm.
The batteries were actually mounted on the chassis. So obviously with the lithium batteries, we want to get them up out of that space, so we've moved them up into here.
Okay, so they can utilise that space for something else, I guess, in there?
They could use it for, you know, storing chocks or something like that, yeah, for sure.
Yep, awesome. That's excellent.
Perfect.
So, completely off-grid now, can use 240 volt appliances, both off-grid and obviously then parked up and plugged into power.
Correct.
Yeah.